This is the Larceny Barrel Proof A125. It's the first release for Larceny Barrel Proof here in 2025. I got another sample from Heaven Hill. Let's break it down, taste it, see if it, I don't know, maybe does a little better for me than the ECBP A125. Stay tuned. It's the Mash and Drum. What's up, folks? I'm Jason C, and welcome back to the Mash and Drum. Like, subscribe, and help me keep climbing to 100,000 subscribers here in 2025. We are this close. Now, before we dive into the view, it's time to hear from today's sponsor. They are back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Zbiotics. All right, guys, today's sponsor is Zbiotics, the world's first genetically engineered probiotic that I've been using and talking about for the last year or so. This is the time of year where focusing on health and fitness becomes a priority, and skipping a workout because of drinks the night before isn't really something I'm willing to do. So to help me stay committed to a healthy routine this year, Zbiotics is here to help. Here's how it works. Zbiotics was developed by some very smart scientists who knew the real problem is not dehydration. It's actually a byproduct of alcohol that is most responsible for rough mornings after drinking. Zbiotics produces an enzyme like the one your liver uses to break down this byproduct. So with me lifting weights again and getting into a routine, Zbiotics has helped me in those situations where I need to be at my best the next day and bounce back faster than ever. After my Wednesday night live streams where I'm sampling a good amount of whiskey, I'm ready to go the next day, back in the gym and sticking to my routine. Remember, Zbiotics has no random plant extracts, no off-the-shelf ingredients, and no sugar added. It tastes pretty good and it just works. All you have to do is drink one of these about an hour before you start drinking, and that's it. Still drink water to stay hydrated no matter what time you're drinking, and as always, get a good night's sleep. So you want to stick to your goals in 2025 like me? Here's how. Go to zbiotics.com/mashanddrum or scan the QR code on the screen right now to get 15% off your first order when you use Mash and Drum at checkout. You can also sign up for a subscription using my code so you can stay prepared no matter the time or occasion. Zbiotics is also backed with a 100% money-back guarantee, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. So you really have nothing to lose. So remember, head to zbiotics.com/mashanddrum and use the code mashanddrum at checkout for 15% off your order. Thank you to Zbiotics for sponsoring the episode, and thanks to you, the viewers, for making the sponsors happy. Cheers. So as I mentioned, this is the first release of Larceny Barrel Proof here in 2025, the A125. Now the C924, we saw a new bottle design. This will have the same bottle design with, of course, an updated proof. Larceny Barrel Proof is usually aged about 6 to 8 years. It's bottled straight from the barrel. It has a bourbon mash bill of 68% corn, 20% wheat, and 12% malted barley, and will carry a suggested retail price of $64.99 each. All right, let's dive into Larceny Barrel Proof. Let's see how this one is. Off the bat, a lot of typical Heaven Hill notes here. Honey, brown sugar. It does have a nice weediness to it. You know, you kind of get that wheat grain on it. It's also coming off very honey roasted peanut as well, a little bit. So lots of vanilla here. It's pretty sweet. I think it's actually gotten sweeter since the first time I tasted it. So let's dive in here. Wow, it actually has come through with way more of a vanilla punch here. That nuttiness is still there. Toffee. Yeah, the brown sugar is really great too. And this does carry a nice little spice, but it actually is coming off a little bit easier than some of the other Larceny Barrel Proofs. 125, I feel like is still a good, strong proof point for this. Yes, a lot of honey, vanilla. It's very sweet. I feel like I'm getting a little powdered sugar note here too. Almost like a sweet tea vibe that I'm actually picking up too. You know, this reminds me of a little bit, and I think I said this when I first tried it. It actually reminds me a little bit of Booker's. Some of these later Booker's batches that have been on the sweeter side, it's not as, I don't think it's as nutty and as peanut forward as some of those Booker's are, but I feel like it's giving me a lot of the brown sugar, sweet tea, heavy vanilla toffee notes that you get in a Booker's, which is, I mean, I do realize that Jim Beam and Heaven Hill have different profiles, but that nuttiness character that they both have can sometimes be a little bit, you know, have a little bit of crossover. So this has actually gotten better. I'm actually starting to pick up a little, like a bright strawberry note here in the mid palate. This is kind of nice for 125 proof bourbon. This is actually sipping like a wheater to me. Is it the most complex? No, I'm not getting a ton of deep, rich flavor here. It's a little bit thin on the palate, unfortunately. But I do like the spice. I like the flavors of it. I wouldn't say this is a fantastic Larceny barrel proof. I still think that the B523 and the C923 are like the goats of Larceny barrel proof. Those were fantastic. I would have to maybe compare this one to one of those just to see how far it falls off. Actually, let me pull out the C923 and see how it compares. All right, so here's the C923, which comes in at 126.4 proof. Okay, that cork came apart. Can we get this out? That's the question. Got it. All right, let's pour this. I don't know if I'll get that back out.
That's what she said.
All right, let's do a quick comparison here. All right, so C923, I really do feel like you get more of the brown sugar, a little bit of a richer oak profile on C923, maybe some of the older whiskey that they usually use, maybe closer to 8 years, made its way into this batch. However, the A123, when you compare it, you really do get like this nice little strawberry note in here. And I feel like that's really coming to the forefront. Again, it's like strawberry, honey, toffee. All right, let me try the C923. Yeah, the C923 has the viscosity too. I think it's still the GOAT. It's deep, it's rich, it's dark, it's velvety. But it does lack that strawberry punch that A125 has. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna kind of throw out the whole Booker's comparison. I feel like it's changing as it opens up a little bit here. It's gotten a lot better than when I first tasted it. It pretty much tasted like straight up Booker's to me. So that's what I expected going back into it here for the full review. But as this has opened up, it's really developed a nice kind of fruit forward profile, which is kind of, I dig it. And this actually drinks like a wheated bourbon, even at 125 proof. Easy finish, good amount of spice, some good flavor here. It's a solid batch. But is it as good as the C923? To me, no, the C923 just has this extra level of sweetness and texture that the A25 just doesn't have. All right, quick final breakdown. All right, final breakdown of the Larceny barrel proof A125. Price here, $64.99. Resale market value, you don't really see these get on resale at all, so hopefully you'll be able to find this one pretty easily. As far as availability, the way things are sitting around these days, especially Elijah Craig barrel proofs and even Larceny barrel proofs, I don't know about your area, but they still seem to kind of hang around, at least here. So with that said, I'll say instead of limited, I'll say that this is probably gonna be average. For value here, I'm gonna say it's even. Basically, most of these high proof, full proof, barrel strength, wheated bourbons that we see these days are right around this price range, so I'll say it's even. Most I pay here is gonna be retail. I don't think it's better than retail. And as far as alternatives, the Ben Holiday Rickhouse proof wheated bourbon, I think is still gonna be one of the best, if not the best alternative to this one. You also have Green River's announcement of their new cask strength single barrels for their wheated bourbon, so that would be interesting to compare to this, although that is more peachy and apricot-y compared to what this one is, being a little bit more on the red fruit side. And as far as a recommend, is it a skip, a try before you buy, or buy and back it up? I would probably try before you buy for this one. I don't think it's anything, you know, out of this world that you're gonna wanna go and grab right away. However, if these hang around or go on sale, you might be able to get this for a little bit of a bargain. However, if you do like a little bit of a red fruit character in your wheated bourbons, this might be one you definitely wanna seek out to try it before you buy it, or just go ahead and buy it. Again, we have 3 shots of these each and every year. This is the first batch. We'll have a B batch and a C batch. Maybe those will be a little bit better. So really just gonna depend on how bad you need a Larceny barrel proof. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this review for the new Larceny barrel proof A125. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that subscribe button below. Please hit the like button. If you haven't yet, follow me on Instagram. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this one. Are you kind of over Larceny barrel proof? Are you still seeking these out? Are you more invested in these than even Elijah Craig barrel proof? Let me know down in the comments. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. Cheers, and I'll see you next time right here on The Mash and Drum.